right, I'm going to do another live video today because my phone is still acting up. So this is lesson 341. And then, if you want to hop on, if you want to talk, if you want to chat a little bit, ask questions, ask me anything, I will also probably bring up some more stuff, course-related stuff. Maybe talk about current events a little. We'll see where we get to. Without your smile, the world will not be saved. I can attack, but my own sinlessness is only that which keeps me safe. Let's try that again. Without your smile, the world will not be saved. I can attack, but my own sinlessness is only that which keeps me safe. Father, your Son is holy. I am He on whom you smile and love. In tenderness so dear and deep and still, the universe smiles back on you. Shares your holiness. Father, your Son is holy. I am He on whom you smile and love and tenderness so dear, and deep and still the universe smiles back on you and shares your holiness. How pure, how safe, how holy then are we, abiding in your smile, with all your love bestowed on us, living one with you, in brotherhood and fatherhood complete, in sinlessness so perfect that the Lord of Sinlessness conceives us as His Son, a universe of thought completing Him. Without your smile, the world could not be saved. I can attack, but my own sinlessness is only that which keeps me safe. Let us not then attack our sinlessness, for it contains the Word of God to us, and in its kind reflection we are saved. All right. Maybe not one of my best offerings, but we're doing this live today. So, all right, lesson 341. I can attack but my own sinlessness, and it is only that which keeps me safe. Okay, so now we're on to the this is really like the home stretch of the workbook now, the last 25 lessons, and these are going to be interesting, I think. And they get the titles get a little bit longer here, as you may have noticed. The format changes just a little bit. So I can attack but my own sinlessness, and it's only that which keeps me safe. Right? My sinlessness keeps me safe. The idea of my true reality, my true identity, has never changed. Right? That's the idea. The atonement principle. this keeps coming back. Jesus keeps coming back to the atonement principle, which is that God, as love and nothing but love, right? God is but love, right? God is only love. God is just love. God has never changed. And as the creation of God, I also have never changed. Right? That means I am completely sinless in my true identity. Right? And that identity cannot be attacked, needs no defense, needs no offense. It does not require anything except to be what it is. Right? And that's where we're all seem to be headed in this great play of life. Um, but we keep resisting that simple truth. Right? We keep attacking it. Right? We keep attacking it. That's what Jesus is saying here. We keep attacking our own true reality because we don't want to face. We want to keep playing the game of separation. Right? We like the children's toys, right? And we don't want to face the music. Um, Hopefully, it's not the music I just played, but no, I'm kidding. But the, we are we're resistant to the idea of getting the band back together, right? Like the Blues Brothers, it's all about getting the band back together. Um, well, we got to get the band back together. We're on a mission from God, but we 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 do and we don't, right? We're ambivalent. So let's just read it again, and then we'll talk about it. Father, your Son is holy. I am He on whom you smile in love and tenderness, so dear and deep, and still the universe smiles back on you and shares your holiness. Again, this is the atonement principle, just expressed in a different way, poetically. Um, your Son is holy. Why is your Son holy? I am your Son. You are God's Son. We're all God's Son. There's only one Son. Everything is really um, that one Spirit, that one Self. Um, as such, we're all holy. God is holy. We're holy. Everything is holy. Everything is smiling in that holy place. Um, how pure, how safe, how holy then are we, abiding in your smile, with all your love bestowed upon us, living one with you in brotherhood and fatherhood complete. It's an interesting phrase. In sinlessness so perfect that the Lord of Sinlessness, it's interesting too, Lord of Sinlessness, conceives us as his Son, a universe of thought completing him. Somehow we complete God, right? God is incomplete, Jesus says, without us. But it's really us that are incomplete without God, right? That we are mistaken and we feel incomplete until we arrive at the understanding or the knowing of what we truly are. Um, so God, it's just a figure of speech. Don't take this literally. This is not literal. And a lot of people, I think, I don't know, a lot of people, who knows, but I think people do take these things too literally, um, and that can be, you might say, a stumbling block on the way uh, uh, of your understanding if you take the phrasing or the form of the course too seriously. It's not the form; it's the content, right? And the content keeps coming back to that one basic idea. Again, that's the atonement principle that God as love has never changed. And we, as a creation of God, I keep saying, a loving creation of a loving creator, we also are that same love. We have never changed. Our true identity is still intact. It's still what it's always been. There is no death. There is no sin. There is no separation. Guilt and fear and ego are all um, illusionary. And ultimately, this whole world is. Um, And that part of ourselves that is resisting that idea is that part of ourselves that is suffering. If we could fully embrace that idea, and not just embrace it, but we do the inner work that leads us to the experience of what it is. And Jesus talked about that in the What is a Miracle, the discourse, right before we started these lessons now. I just did it yesterday. I did a video on it. You do, if you do the experiment, you'll get the experience. Right? I mentioned that quote, faith begins as an experiment and it ends as an experience, but you got to do the experiment. Um, and yeah, so some interesting phrasing here. The smile part is interesting that Jesus brings in the smile. And I put that in the song too, that, without your smile, the world could not be saved. That's a line from earlier in the course. I forget exactly where. I think it's one of the lessons actually where Jesus says, without your smile, the world could not be saved. It's not a physical smile, right? It's the smile that comes from, or you could say the inner smile that comes from the realization that the ego is unreal. Ego does not really exist. Separation does not exist. That's where the smile comes from. Um, and it's a knowing smile. So, anyway, paragraph 2. Let us not then attack our sinlessness, for it contains the word of God to us. And in its kind reflection, we are saved. Kind reflection. In its kind reflection. I think it's the reflection of the smile, right? The smile, it's like looking in the mirror, and the smile, the face in the mirror smiling back at you, right? And it's your face, and it's your true face. It's like that Zen Buddhist koan. What was your face before you were born? That koan, is what was your face? What was your original face? Well, it was probably a smiling face, right? A face with a knowing smile, a beatific smile, of um, just knowing that all is well, right? Love is the foundation of everything, and is the ground of being, and um, we need not suffer because we know that is true. But until we do the inner work, we don't know that that's true. And we will go back and forth, right? We will resist and we will attack ourself, thinking that it is ourself, but it's not really ourself. It's just our ego self. Yeah, brah. All right, bud. Let me just finish the video. I'm almost done, bud. What, bud? Yeah, you want some croissants? Take it, bud. Take it right there. Let me just finish, okay, bud? I'm almost done now. So that's the end of the workbook lesson. I don't know if anyone's on here. I don't think anyone is. This you'll be able to see this on the replay. I want to just clear up something that I brought up yesterday, which was I was talking about Ken Wapnick and Gary Renard, and I was surprised that ChatGPT seemed to be saying that. Let me just finish this, okay, bud? I'm almost done. I'm almost done, bud. Almost done, bud. No. So ChatGPT seemed to be saying that the Ken Wapnick actually was dismissive of Gary Renard's claims. Now, I asked ChatGPT about that, and I might put it in the description here. ChatGPT kind of corrected that because that's kind of anecdotal. That people who knew Ken Wapnick suggested that he actually in private said, Sonny's got his Halloween vampire teeth. In private, Ken Wapnick was dismissive, apparently, of Gary Renard's claims, which I would think that Ken Wapnick would be, actually, because I don't think Ken Wapnick, I think first of all, he's a New Yorker. he was generally not too keen on the people that claim to have been. You. I love you too, buddy. Thanks, brah. Chaco. So anyway, he was, people claimed he heard a lot of things in the course of his life. Don't forget that Ken Wapnick was with Helen in the early years, 1972 to 1981. He basically was right there by Helen's side for most of that time. Not in the last few years of her life, but from like 1972 to 1977 or 78, apparently. So Ken maybe knew Helen better than anyone in the latter part of her life. And then Ken taught the course for the next 30 years. Right? And he heard a lot of stuff over the years. And he heard about people that were channeling Jesus and claimed to have, new revelations, new Course in Miracles, like the book A Course of Love, which claims to be from Jesus as well, another channeled writing. I don't know what Ken thought about that. I think it came out while he was still alive, or it might have come out right after he passed. But I know Gary Renard does not have good things to say about that book, A Course of Love. I tend to think that the course is the course, right? And any subsequent scriptures that are coming out maybe are not the same, not the same quality, not the same, don't have the message at the course. The course is a complete thought system in itself. I don't think it requires other scriptures to come and add things to it. But that's just an opinion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just an opinion. So
very funny with these teeth on.
I don't think people are gonna believe you with those teeth on what you're saying. Anyway, I think ChatGPT was trying to kind of backtrack on that, what it said. I was surprised that it said that Ken Wapnick had publicly said that he disagreed with Gary Renard or something, but it was actually more like he might have said in private that he didn't buy Gary's story, which I would think, again, I would think that Ken Wapnick would say that, and yeah. There's a lot more to say about all these things, but I think maybe we'll call it a video, and see you again soon. And I'm glad that I'm able to do these live streams now, and I'll probably be doing one a day with the vampire with me, and yeah. So thanks for tuning in. I would always love to hear from you, and yeah, be well. And
I'm trying to eat your mouse.
And
I'm trying to eat the mouse right there. Try to eat it.
All right. signing off. What do you want to say, bud? Aloha.
Bye.
Bye-bye.